where last we left off.
Yeah, so what were we up to?
Some lady in some shop that it was connected to the SEA. They
Gave us some stuff.
They said that there is some mystical library or whatever that we could get information on the destination that we're going to. In order to get to that library, we have to go through some other bigger library.
I wouldn't say it's bigger.
Well, a library of importance.
Oh, yes.
One of the ones that we were looking at is the Galerian Trade Guild's stronghold.
Well, no, it's Three Keeps, which is the seat of the barony of Galeria.
Do they not run the company, or do they not?
I mean, it's the Galerian Trading Company.
Yeah, but they're the baron. They're not like any kind of king. They had to have accrued power somewhere, unless they're like a puppet ruler for the trade guild.
I mean, being fair, the East India Company was owned by the crown, so
Yeah, I just assumed that the highest level of power in their land had stake in the company.
Oh, yeah.
I like steak.
Considering that the trading company is the de facto navy of the Galeria, barony of Galeria, then yeah, Galeria has a official navy, but it basically just stays at home and it's basically the Coast Guard.
That's rough.
So we have Alder, the SEA agent on our ship, who was
hey Sonic
at one point sailing with the Galerian Trade Guild, and we're gonna use him. Well, first we're gonna meet Asim ship, the Stormrunner, in what's it called, Besmara, so that we can exchange ships, so that we have a ship that looks more like a merchant ship. And then sail down in a merchant ship and just say that we were merchants that rescued him and that we're getting him home. And then he's gonna get us into the keep, and then we're gonna sneak off on our own and go to the library.
Right.
Also, Ben, check your DMs when you get a chance.
Okay.
I didn't want to post it in the main chat, but I thought you'd appreciate it.
Sure. What? Messenger? What are you talking about?
Your DMs on Discord.
Oh.
But yeah, specifically, we're going to use Asim's previous fake credentials as a Jaskaran spice merchant or whatever. Hence the thing of he's gonna pretty woman the crew.
Most of my crew is former merchants.
Well, yeah, but us specifically.
Oh yeah, you guys, yeah, 100%.
We were also. Ben said that he was gonna have information for us regarding a potential glamour charm or potion of disguise, so that the non-human among our crew could more easily sneak aboard land.
Let's see. Did I write anything down for that? I could have sworn I did. Let's see. Right. Okay. So, for more not permanent magic, but creating charms and stuff that can disguise an entire person, they have suggested, they get back to you, And they suggested checking with, where is it? Hold on. Where's the name of it? They have a contact who is a merchant that can like buy and trade things like that in Pesh.
Impesh. Okay.
That's a
Yeah,
long
they give
haul.
you a name.
So if we decide we want to go that route, that's where we got to go, is back to Pesh.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
Looking at the map, let's see how far away that is. That's
Why is my Google? Come on.
the opposite direction from where we're going, but it's not that far out of the way.
We're also not strictly speaking on a time limit.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
we are, but like it's not like you have 20 days to the like. If we think it's going to be a boon to the success of the plan, I'm okay with like making the detour.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's not really going to hurt.
It might hurt a little bit, but we'll be fine.
Well, it's probably not going to hurt us.
Might hurt someone.
Yeah, the people who tend to get hurt around us.
Uh-huh.
So, Tepesh?
I think that's probably the only that's the best first step we've got so far.
Okay.
Pesh it is.
So,
I love this idea.
let's pull up the map here.
Don't you have something to find here in Pesh? Some inn or bar or something?
No, that's
No.
not Pesh.
That's not Pesh. It's close, but
What the fuck is this thing?
we have to find the silver scarab in the mainland of.
Wait, when did we hear about that?
That's the bar that my parents told me to go take a look at.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
Okay,
we've got
so-
shit to do in that area, but like that's a big ass detour. Like
Yeah.
So Pesh is about 8 days away
we'll be fine.
from Cordova. So that would be how have I rolled this before? A D6 in resource depletion.
Did we take the time to restock on resources while we were here?
You
We're
have not.
supposed to.
We were
Well,
supposed
yeah.
to.
That's why we're here.
I just wanted. Can someone check the ship manifest to make sure if we did that?
We
No,
did.
we haven't. It needs to
Yeah,
happen.
We're obviously
needs-
not setting off until we do that.
That's fine.
Okay, so I'll take whoever else wants to come to go barter for resources.
Sure.
Who else wants to come?
Amandu will go.
Hell yeah!
I'm gonna stay on the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess Asim and I have to go and relay the whole plan to his first mate, whose name I can't remember.
Going to
Yeah,
polish
but we
my
haven't
cannon.
gotten there. He already left. Remember we're
Wait,
meeting
who's
him
already
somewhere? Where are we now? I can't find the map right now. I'm looking for it.
You're in Ila Lenora or Ila
Cordova.
Cordova.
Ila Cordova.
Yeah.
When lies La Bonita?
Indeed.
There it is. There's the map. Find. Sorry. Maps to be under 2. Then there was a list or something that I wanted to pull up. I can't find it. We're in Ila Cador, whatever they said.
Yeah.
Cordova. And where were
Ila
we meeting
Cordova.
and this is where we met my crew, right? So they're still here.
Yep.
Okay. I thought we were somewhere else and then we were going to see them again. Never mind.
Okay.
Yes, we have to
Okay.
tell
So
my
you
crew
guys
that we are taking command of my ship.
okay. First, where are we going?
I don't know.
Yeah, patch first to get the whatever we need to disguise Amandi
Yeah,
and Lan.
they tell you that Oku tells you that there's a Peshian merchant named Harkad Hadani, and he is an SCA agent who trades and deals in ancient magical artifacts and enchanted objects that can probably locate something for you like that.
Hey, Elf, you like shopping for magic items?
Hmm.
You maybe you could redeem yourself in the eyes of Amandi by not losing this one.
Ha
Jesus.
ha.
Hey,
All right.
I'm believing in you the whole time.
What?
I believe in you. I know you can do it.
Oh, well, that makes one of us.
Oh, well, shit.
All right,
Anyway.
I will go with Amandi and help, such as it is.
Well, you have to get there first. So, what are we doing right now?
Right now,
bartering for resources for
Yeah.
the ship.
Okay, who's doing that?
Me and
Lan.
Amandi.
Oh,
Great. You head down to the docks and you see an old sailor hanging out. A Rosonian guy, looks like he's lived here for 100 years. And he is where is he? Yeah, he's smoking his pipe, kind of minding his own business, like got permanent resting bitch face. You come up to him, and he's like, "Aye, what do you want?"
Great. I say, the name be Lano Lin, bosun of the. They're friendly to us here, right? Like they know, like they're
Yeah.
down with like what we're doing.
Yes.
Great. Then I say,
I didn't ask your name. What do you need?
I come here to barter for resupply for my ship. I say rations, water, rope, sail, the works.
Aye, we got all that. Which one's yours?
I say I'm trying to remember what the version of SS or HMS is, but for like a pirate ship, or if they have a thing like that, you know.
There is not. He's
Great. Then I say,
Yeah.
I serve under Captain Gillator of the Chimera.
all right. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion or whatever charisma check you got.
I was just playing with my dice. Sorry.
Can anybody offer me aid to this, or no? Not
Amandi's
really.
the only one there.
Do you have diplomacy
He hasn't
trained?
said anything yet.
No,
Okay.
I'm not trained in diplomacy.
Hell yeah.
All right. How do I roll this? Where the fuck did I put my shit? Is it raining? Damn.
Yeah.
DC. Let me get here. Right. Yeah. It is 84 gold per point of plunder or point of resources.
Is how much?
84 gold.
84 gold. Let me see here.
How
Just
much you
80.
want?
And it's per point of cargo, or no, is of
Per point of resources, yeah.
point of resources. Current resources 1. What is our max resource count we can have?
Our
12.
cargo, 12.
12 times 84.
It'd be 924 to get you to full.
Wait, 12 times 84 is 1,000.
Yeah, but you have one. You wouldn't need to get by 12.
So it'd be 11 times 84.
Indeed.
Hey, what's
So
up?
924.
Yeah, and that would be your cargo would be
Okay.
full up.
Oh, so we wouldn't have room for any plunder.
Correct.
How many resources is it going to take to get to where we're going?
At most, it's a D6 to get there, but with Asim navigating, that goes down to a D4. So at most 4.
At most 4. So we should buy 8 to get us there and back. So 84 times 8. It's 672. And we have
Okay.
1 resource left in reserve.
And you have 11,000 gold.
It's not gold I'm considering, it's the space.
Okay.
Let's see. So 24. I want to ask the guy if I buy, like, if for buying in bulk, if I buy 10 slots worth, or sorry, 9 slots worth of resources. So that's 9 times 84. That's 756. If we do that, will he knock it down to 650? Because we're
Yeah.
buying he'll do that?
Yeah.
Great. Then I tell him he's got himself a deal, and I give him like a big, sturdy, like sailor handshake. Like truly 2 men whose hands more resemble catcher's mitts than they do flesh and bone.
Yeah. Okay, so that
I
would
thought
be
you had hooves.
buying 9.
On
so
my, I'm not shaking his hand with my feet.
10,478.
Do I look like the ship? Do I look like a ship surgeon to you?
What?
I'm not shaking hands with my feet. Do I look like the ship's surgeon to you?
Why would that?
Everyone knows if you're the ship's surgeon, you wouldn't do anything to damage your hands in case the crew, or basically shaking hands with a ship's surgeon is considered bad luck, because the only time a doctor should be touching you is when they're operating on you. So if you need to thank or greet the surgeon, then you shake hands with your feet. Duh. Every good sailor knows that.
Ew.
Don't have to teach you lot everything, do I?
We've literally never had a ship surgeon this whole time. The closest we have is a priest, and that's magical healing. I don't think he actually knows anything about medicine. I just think he asks God to make us better, and it kind of happens. Have we?
I seen him eating I seen him eating a lemon once.
Okay, whatever
Okay.
that means.
So in that case,
In naval in the golden age of piracy, like citrus is how you prevented getting scurvy. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
insinuating that eating a lemon one time proves that he has knowledge of medicine because he's trying not to get scurvy.
Fair.
The bare minimum level of medical knowledge that a sailor should have.
Excuse me.
okay.
Okay.
So you've got your resources. What do you? Are you doing anything else?
No, we just got to sail off after this.
Okay.
It's pretty much all we need. I will say on the ship manifest, our cargo is set to 12 out of 12, and I believe it should be at 10 out of 12.
That's the hit points that your cargo has, not how much is filled up.
Oh, okay.
The current resources below that is how much we have
Yeah, how
filled.
much you have. So, Asim, please roll me a sailing check.
Sailing check is acrobatics.
My stream failed.
Oh
That
no.
sucks.
So,
I'm gonna try to get it back.
It happens. Acrobatics.
Oh my god, you're experiencing technical issues midstream. That's a huge milestone for a streamer. Next,
Yes.
you need to go on a racially charged rant and start dating a child.
oh my
I will do
god.
neither of those things.
Okay, so you don't want to make it big in the streaming game. Okay, I thought you were
Anyway,
cool like that, but that's me. That's my
I'm
mistake.
rolling. Here's the roll.
Very good. Actually, that's really good. Damn.
Well, I have a
There you go.
plus 12 plus the
Yeah,
8 for the sailing check. Like,
Right.
it's almost
Right.
it's
I
not
do have the
impossible.
table
It is not impossible for me to roll a shitty roll, but depending on what the DC is, yeah.
Roll me a d8. Also, the DC to not get something bad is 26. That's all you'd have to roll.
Yeah. Which, so I have to roll a 6 or better on my dice
Yes.
each time. Yeah. What was I rolling? A D8?
A d8 to roll for a random encounter.
6.
A seat. Okay. Let's see. What we got?
There, I'm no longer broadcasting my budget.
Your budget. Oh my god.
Oops.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see, off the bow of the ship, a couple miles out, on a relatively clear, breezy day, the water is like a glassy surface, not a cloud in the sky right now. You see out just far enough that it's not beyond the horizon. You see something, and this is like later in the day, so the sun has set. You kind of see a shadow come across your ship as something massive breaches the water. For a minute,
Whoa.
you're like, is that a humpback or something? But like, it looks like if a humpback was like 100 feet from your ship, but you can tell that this is like a mile or two away.
Oh no.
As you see the rough shape of a whale, but with fins and appendages in weird places, eyeballs and bumps not where you'd expect them to be, breaches out of the water, hangs there in the air for a moment, and then as it crashes down, you see a huge tidal wave come up from where it hit the water and kind of like roll down into the wave.
Shit.
By the time that this ripple gets to you, it rocks the boat slightly, but nothing more than that.
Can we roll either history, religion, or nature to figure out what the fuck we just saw?
Yeah,
I
what
will
is
give you-
this thing?
I will give you different information depending on what you decide to roll. Any of you can make a roll.
How about Arcana?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go nature.
Okay.
Oh boy. 15.
I'll go
Give me,
history.
You
give
know
me
what
your,
it is.
Tell me this thing's made in recycle.
Oh, well, I don't know shit.
Um,
They didn't teach me this in officer school.
This is the first
You know,
time I've
Tori,
ever
you're-
rolled nature, by the way.
yeah, Gelator, you're aware of different sea monsters and legends and stuff, but you're not aware of anything that fits this description because it would kind of be hard to describe this thing as it's just weird looking. You're not sure where one bit of it starts and one ends. Gelf, you don't necessarily see any kind of magical component to this beast, but it is. You can see that it like gives off the same kind of magical heat signature, we'll say, as like an elemental or a demon or an archon or something like that.
So it's supernatural, but emphasis on the natural. It was not artificially created.
Right.
Right.
Lanolin,
Yeah.
you get a good look at this guy. You were probably up in the crow's nest at the time with the spyglass, just checking the headings and stuff. You get a good look at this thing. This thing is very similar to the stuff you've seen in your visions.
Oh my god.
This is not of the natural world, or at least this natural world.
Can I get a vibe of, is it here for me? Like, is it moving like an animal breaching to get air, or is it moving like a warning shot because it wants us to know it's there?
You do not, as you look through it, you don't see any like blowholes or any exterior orifices that look like it's trying to breathe anyway. There are plenty of orifices.
Don't say that.
But none of them look like they've been intaking air as part of this thing's.
But is it moving in a way that it's like keeping parallel with us? Like, is it?
No,
Is it vibe? Can I vibe check the magic whale?
It breached the water and then immediately went back down to the depths, so it was hard to gauge. But yeah, like it definitely looks like what you've seen of other sea creatures, like doing a threatening kind of like territorial kind of.
Yeah.
Like a bull scraping its like hoof on the ground kind of deal.
Oh fuck.
But as quickly as it hangs in the air, it is gone.
Is this it, by the way?
Honestly, kinda.
Like it's whale adjacent.
Right. No, that looks pretty close to what I'm imagining, yes.
Cool. Hate that.
But maybe a little bit more tentacles on it. Like
every word that you're saying is making this work.
Just maybe more tentacles is the horror version of needs more cowbell.
But like not in any kind of rhyme or order to it. Like they're not like tentacles.
So it's
coming out.
truly just
It's
truly
not
just a mass of flesh.
Yeah, in the rough shape of a whale.
Great. Hate that.
Like the fins probably aren't on where this model shows it is. It's probably like one on one side, one on the back. And like you can tell they're probably in a rough order that would allow this thing to swim normally, but not like symmetrical.
Okay, got it. So the fact that it looks like a whale is incidental at best.
Yeah.
Like whale is just the best descriptor that our brain can figure out, but it is very
whale was like the base model that this thing has been heavily modified to.
great. Love that.
Oh yeah, that's definitely more accurate to what this thing looks like.
Hate that. Okay.
No, I love that's a great picture.
Cool. I just googled Eldritch Whale, which is the name, which is my ska band, by the way. We're
No, that one's too symmetrical.
oh right, of course.
Interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
doesn't freak me out at all.
great. I guess I let the captain know like that this is definitely a thing that we need to be aware is. Jesus Christ. Yeah, let him know like, hey, this is definitely a thing that is here for us, specifically probably me. It like this is related to what we're doing.
Lan, I hate all of this.
Yes, Captain. I'm well aware of that, and I feel the same way.
Asim, if you have a way to make this boat go any faster, I know
We're
it's like
gonna-
wind powered and we're kind of at the mercy of like nature itself at the moment. If you could summon all of your willpower to make nature bend to your will to get us the hell out of here,
Captain, with all due respect, I think we've entered a realm where nature, or it's like we're dealing in forces where nature has very little to do with the current situation.
I mean,
Doing what I can, boss. Doing what I can. Doing what I can.
I trust you. I believe in you.
I'm steering
Just
as
saying.
fast as I can.
Nobody look
I'm
at
gonna
the
get
land.
up in the sails and go.
You're thinking about it.
Wait, you know what? Hang on, I have a question. Hey Ben, what lens are we currently on this quest?
I don't remember. I think the
Is it? I want to say green or yellow.
green was the original one.
I feel like it's red.
I thought the last one you got was blue.
Might be. We talked about a lot of colors last time.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm asking because if I was looking through that, tracking like the course when I saw this thing,
Mm-hmm.
if this is related to the realm that I saw originally, and the realm that I saw originally is also connected to the colors of the spyglass, was this thing giving off like an aura when looking at it through the spyglass?
Since you're not on like currently tracking to go to that area, I would assume that you probably wouldn't have been looking through that spyglass. But I mean,
No,
it's
yeah.
your call. Either way, probably not. Probably not.
Okay.
Have
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
but yeah, I think it was the green one, the yellow one, then the red one, then the blue one you've got.
So we still have purple and another one.
I think the other one's orange.
I want to say orange as well. Yes.
By the way, stream. That's the whale.
Okay. Let's see here. Where's my notes? Yeah, so that was all that happens. You guys reach Pesh after about a week. So now you're in Pesh. What do you guys do?
I don't know where we're going here, so
Yeah, we were given the information of where to find who we're finding, right?
You were given a name.
Well, that's good. That's usually helpful.
of course that's what Amandi's thinking.
Real quick, are we on the Storm Runner?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've switched to the Storm Runner at this point, or are you with your ship still? Where's the Chimera at then?
I told them to wait for us at like Besmara, somewhere where we know is new.
It is docked in Besmara with instructions that if I find out that you let this ship leave port for any reason other than an enemy navy is closing in on you and they're going to destroy the ship, or we have called you for help and our imminent demise, like intervention of that requires you to come. If I find out that anything other than those two things drove you away from this port, I will find you, cut your dick off and choke you to death with it.
Ew.
And if you are a person who does not have a dick, I'll make one.
I believe we also left
That's
Helgrid
disturbing.
in charge.
We did, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because we trust her, and she's kind of an OG in the team.
She's an OG, and I want to say, if there's anyone that Lan has been training as like a replacement bosun in the event of his death, it's probably her.
Fair.
So she knows like the rhythm of how to run the ship.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys get the patch. You see, as has been reported by the Stormrunner before, not a super heavy guard presence here, especially as the one trading post that was still available during the occupation of Jeskar, or well, the occupation is now during the siege and takeover of Jaskar. This was the one port that was still able to be gotten to by outsiders for the most part. So you see a very minimal guard presence here. You notice that like one quarter, like an entire section of the shoreline is vacant almost.
Okay.
Like a good couple of miles of the shoreline here that you can see. Looks like it has stalls and tents and stuff still there. There's raised platforms that look like stages, like still set up in the squares. But there's not really many people here. There's mostly people like walking around going to other places, but there's nobody set up selling anything or shopping here.
Oh.
This is weird.
This is only for one small section of the shoreline. The rest of it is still relatively normal. Like it's definitely less busy than normal just because of the occupation and a lot of like this was known as like the place to get anything you needed, and now it's been a lot more difficult to smuggle illicit goods through these ports. So business is definitely taking a hit here, but it's still popping basically. Like it's still very busy, but except for this one specific section of the shoreline.
This is
Disturbing.
So what do you guys do?
This is supposed to be a bustling market, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, and it's bustling in other areas for the most part. It's just like a quarter of the shore, like where it was at one point. You could tell probably one of the busiest sections of the marketplace is abandoned, basically.
can we roll insight here to get a vibe for like? Are we gonna walk into like we know there's an occupation, but are we gonna walk into like some bullshit? Like how sketchy do we have to be?
Give me an insight check.
Does anybody have better insight than an 8?
Hold on.
I have a 10.
Not me.
All right, we got a 10. We got a 10. Do I hear? Do I hear 12? Do I hear 12? Do I hear 12? Do I hear 12? Do I hear 10? Do I get a 10? Do I get a 12? Do I hear 12? 10 going. Rolling 10 going once, going twice. Sold to the wizard with the pointy ears.
Rolling a 10. Making sure that I'm on the right screen. There we go. Yeah, what the hell's going on? Oh, that's history.
That's history. That's fine. Rolling history, you recognize the fact that like you've been to Pesh before. That was where the slave trading used to be. So the fact that Lanolin was doing an auctioneer bit, pretty on the nose.
Damn, Land just got canceled. Fuck me.
Yeah, and socially unacceptable. F you, Lan. Damn.
As far as insight checks go, as you guys get closer to the shore and start your docking procedures, you do notice like anybody walking through that part of town is doing so very quickly and purposefully. Nobody's hanging around there.
Hey, quick question.
Why don't we stop someone and ask?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
sorry. Didn't mean that.
No, go ahead, please.
I basically worked in the streets of Pesh, running shit through the blockade, right?
Yeah.
We could say that. you think
You know that
Something's
one of the
off.
biggest and most controversial
Yeah.
decrees that the Phaedron Legion has instituted in Jaskar was the complete and total outlawing of slavery.
Uh-huh.
So this place has basically been abandoned and is taboo now. That anybody who even so much as mentions thinking about partaking in that trade gets disappeared
Okay.
and put in a prison.
Okay.
It's not. I mean, it's good that they outlawed slavery. It is also upsetting that they're the kind of government that like just disappears people. So we'll take the good with the bad.
Yeah. We'll take the win, I guess.
We can call it a. I mean, it's a pretty. Yeah, it's fine.
Somebody was winning.
Yeah.
Freedom is a freedom when it's still with your neck held to the point of a sword is just another form of slavery.
Well, Asim, you know the fact that like this is one of the only countries that still operated with slavery, not because of any kind of profit motivation for the people who live here, but for the fact that for the longest time, Jaskar has been actually ruled by the cabal of storm giants known as the Torrent Kings that demand resources be mined for them. And the only way to really get that done in the scale that they demanded was to use slavery. So the fact that slavery has been outlawed is a point of contention among the Jaskaran people because they're very confused as to what's going to keep the Torrent Kings at bay, and everybody's waiting at this point for all out like
For the other size 100 shooter drop.
Yeah.
If I know anything about the Phaedron city-states, getting rid of slavery in this country is not a show of good faith and bringing the bottom up. It is to, because if there's a slave class, it'll keep the population above the slave class thinking that they're higher up than they are. The Phaedrons are going to want to beat them down so that they know that everybody is equally a slave under the Phaedron regime.
Yeah.
They're not really the kind to go for like the illusion of freedom. They're going to let you know you're not free. But then again, I haven't been on the Phaedron mainland in like 10 years, so who knows? I've never met this Aurelianos guy. Maybe he's chill. He's probably fine.
I bet he's real. I bet he's like surprisingly hot.
Yeah, I've heard he's like glowing constantly, which is I feel like that's more upsetting.
I bet that he's a 13-foot tall skeleton permanently bonded to a metal chair, using his psychic impulses to hold back the gods of chaos, where thousands are sacrificed. Sorry, wrong game.
So, what do you guys What do you guys do?
We go to the market and we ask around for the name that was given.
Seems logical to me.
Okay.
I mean, we don't ask just anybody. We're of course going to ask the people who we, we got someone with real high streetwise. He'll know who to ask. Looking at you, Lan.
I can do that.
What's your streetwise? Just out of curiosity.
That'll be a 14, good sir.
Yeah, you got a better one. There you go.
Are
Yeah,
you
I've got
trained
a
in it?
4.
Yes, I am trained in it.
Cool. So you can give me advantage.
Oh no, sorry, I was reading the wrong one. Never mind.
You are not trained in it.
Nope.
You're a smuggler rogue without streetwise trained.
We're not going to talk about this.
Okay.
Stayed on the ship.
I guess that's why you become a pirate. Change an occupation.
There are many
great.
reasons. Revenge is one of them.
Let's see.
You should take the I'm forgetting the name of the thing. The thing we got from the SDA agent that has the little emblem on it.
I'm gonna hold off flashing that around for now because I feel like that
Don't
could get
show
us
it
into some
around. I'm just
trouble.
like when we find the people so that
Oh,
we
yeah,
know
yeah,
you're
let's take it with.
like that's how I do.
100%. Yeah, I'm taking it with. But yeah, let's go. They said this guy's a merchant, right?
What?
The guy we're looking for is like a regular merchant, or does he have a front-facing thing, or is it just like?
I hope his thing is front facing.
You don't know. You just have his
If
name.
it wasn't.
Okay, yeah, then I'll kind of do that thing where I just, you know what? I'm gonna go and just buy like a new rug for the captain's quarters and like some produce for the ship and just do like normal errands and just every once in a while kind of like pepper in that name to like kind of see if anyone goes like, oh yeah, you're looking for that guy, fuck, he's over there, like, or reacts in a way that indicates they're on level with what's going on. But I'm kind of playing the I might have heard this in a bar and just kind of whatever. Like if you're not down with this guy, then it's like, oh fuck, man, I don't know, you know.
Hey, real quick, what's his face? I'm forgetting so many names of things today. But the SEA agent we literally have on board our ship, like, yeah, him. Can he not shed light on this? He is in this place with us.
He tells you that he's never heard of this guy before. The merchant that he would go to for all of his stuff was what's her face? Oku. That was his like higher up like handler basically.
Okay.
I got a 22. Guys, is this, before I know if I pass or fail, is this worth blowing my daily power nat 20?
Probably not.
Oh great.
We lost him.
We probably lost all of them.
I can
Hello?
still hear
I
you.
can still hear you.
Yeah.
We can still hear you.
We can still
Yeah.
hear you.
We can't hear you guys. We know.
Clearly, you can hear us.
Yeah, I was
We
gonna
can't
say
hear you guys
fucking.
sometimes. Like,
So which is it? Can you or can you not hear us?
Yeah.
great. It keeps cutting in and out. That's why. Ooh, I got 3,462 millis somethings of latency. Oh, good. You're calling me on the phone.
Mhm.
Yes.
Ben, for the rest of this session, we'll be sharing my Discord.
No. It'll come back in a minute.
Fucking podunk hillbilly bullshit internet.
Uh-huh.
Probably.
But yeah, Ben, I got a 20. I guess I got nothing.
Did we finally actually lose them?
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
It happens.
All right. Hey, you know what? I'll be AFK for a sec. I'm just gonna check on myself. Oh, never mind then.
There we go. I clicked the button and it took that entire time for it to load that I actually left.
All right, but yeah, I got a 22.
I see that. Yeah. So you ask around as you're like resupplying. Oh, which by the way, Asim, roll me a d4.
Okay. Oops. Wrong place.
Okay, so you only use one resource. So you're at 9. Yeah. So you're shopping around for like regular supplies that you don't really need right now, just to see if anybody's heard of this guy, and you're asking around like to like shop with him, and everybody kind of like rolls their eyes or snickers at you when you ask him for his where he's at. Like one person points him out to you and he's like, but don't trust anything he says. Whatever's wrong with you, he's probably not got, like, it's probably full of shit.
Great. Then I laugh and play it off as, if there's one thing I learned being on the high seas for as long as I have, and I say that when dealing with people like that, I'll either get what I was looking for, or a fun story to trade for what I was, or a fun story to trade for what I was looking for. Let's just
Yeah.
hope that if he's a liar, he's at least or if he's a charlatan, he's at least an entertaining one, eh?
Yeah. You hear one person goes like, "Oh man, if you were looking for that guy, if I had known you were looking for him, I would have tried to charge you more." but
Great.
yeah,
I
somebody-
sarcastically flick him an extra copper piece.
but yeah, what'd you say?
Like Len is doing pirouettes on the fine line. Doing pirouettes on the fine line between being like the wizened collector who's interested in like certain difficult to acquire things, and the dumb tourist who heard a story in a bar about a weird magic man and thought it would be fun.
Right.
And I'm kind of playing off that depending on who I'm talking to. But yeah, I alert the captain that we have our man.
Okay.
Perfect. So we're going there.
I would assume so.
Nothing.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so you guys head over there. You head to that part of town where you see it is a building. He has
No shit, dude.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of these that
I
are just
know.
like tents and like pop-ups and stalls.
I know. I'm messing with you.
So you find a building indoors, which for the most part is most of the like expensive vendors because you're out of the sun. But kind of like it's kind of like a indoor strip mall basically, with just shops lining the like a long hallway. And you see down the aisle, there's one dude just yelling out random stuff, and as people are walking by, like accosting them, and they kind of like recoil in disgust as this guy's yelling at them to try to sell his shit and walk away. And that is the direction that you have been pointed in.
Oh, sick! I love this guy.
Well,
Would you say that he's the kind of person who has wares if we have coin?
Absolutely. So you head over to the stall.
Moon sugar?
You get closer and like you see he's yelling at an older guy who's walking like with a cane, and he's like yelling about how he can restore this guy's like cure this guy's limp with some like exotic yuan tea like venom infused oils, Uh,
Are you telling me he's a snake person oil salesman?
Wait, I'm sorry. What is he?
Go ahead.
Well, UNT are snake people. He's a snake.
Oh,
person.
I didn't hear that he's a UNT.
He's not a UNT. He was trying to hawk some cure-all made with UNT venom.
Oh, okay.
He's like, the UNT venom kills all the dead nerves in your back and your legs, and it'll make you walk like a new man. He's yelling this to some old guy walking with a cane.
Good. Honestly, accost him. I hate old people.
Wow.
I want it to be very clear that if we're talking, this does not reflect the views of me, the player.
But yeah, that guy, for all it's worth, like walks a little bit faster with his cane, trying to get out of this guy's line of sight.
Be fair, UNT venom is highly, highly poisonous. So the fact that this guy is just like, it's not even snake oil. That's like, I have a thing made from like a byproduct of a snake. It's like, I have this potion made from pure cobra venom and fucking arsenic.
Yeah, but it's distilled, so the poison's gone. It just targets it. It targets the nerves and the joints and makes them, rejuvenated.
I'm just saying, I
joints.
I totally get the unhinged reaction.
Yeah. So like, he turns to another person walking by who's like, I don't know, a pregnant lady, and starts yelling about like how shaved owlbear.
Oh my god!
Like, he has some grated owlbear beef powder that's like supposed to help with childbirth or something.
Oh my! Oh my!
Okay, we're not leaving Pesh without this man aboard our ship. And on the very session where we mentioned not having a crew medic, we come across the greatest. We come across the greatest alchemist in the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, that's great.
Can we get an insight check to see if any, like, I don't give a fuck if what he's saying is medically sound. I just want to know, does he think it is?
Oh, he's full of shit.
No, is he saying this in a way that's like,
absolutely just making things up on the spot?
okay, like he's mentioned the same potion to be made of and do 5 different things in the space of
Yeah,
10
he's
seconds.
holding the same like a bottle, but like one of those darker bottles, like a root beer bottle with some nebulous like liquid inside that he has is holding out to people and saying it's different things every time somebody walks by.
Iconic, amazing. He is the moment. 10 out of 10. If you have to leave me behind in order to recruit this man, I give you full permission.
This is actually your soft launching a new character.
In a heartbeat, I would play this character, but yes. So yeah, I guess who rolled that? Was it Gelf? Yeah, Gelf.
Yes.
Kind of, I guess, informs the captain, like, because everyone else is looking at him like he's a charlatan. So it's like, no, this guy's putting on an act. He wants people to know he's there, but not why he's there. Like that's what I'm getting, at least, is like, if you're going out of your way to make sure everyone knows you're there, but not doing a particularly good job at hiding the fact that you're a charlatan, you're advertising, but only to the people who are already looking for you.
Perfect.
Yeah. You do see
Hey.
right before you get up to like actually talk to him, like when you're still like 20 feet away, there is a patrol of Phaedron soldiers, who, now that you are closer to them,
Oh no.
you do see, like, obviously the lead lieutenant here is or the lead guy in the Phaedron squad basically is a Phaedron guy, the prefect, who's leading these dudes. But of the regular soldiers in the platoon, you see 3 out of 10 of them are Jaskaran men.
In the platoon?
Yes.
Makes sense. I mean, they're probably former slaves that got conscripted, if I had to guess.
But yeah, as the dudes walk by, you see Hadani start holding the same bottle and yelling out to the prefect leading the bunch, like about how he has a potion that'll like, and he says something very vulgar, like it'll cure the warts on your ass, or like fix your ED or something like that. Like he says something obviously crass and gross, that like assuming that this prefect has some horrible medical condition.
Oh my god.
I love him.
This NPC was made specifically for me.
Yes.
You notice, weirdly enough, like despite how harsh the Phaedron military is, you do notice this guy kind of just roll his eyes, like almost as if he's heard all this before and just keeps walking.
I'm picturing this guy as the Diogenes of Pesh, where he's just like, he's a fixture of the community as just the local crazy person that everyone kind of has to deal with. Like,
kind of, yeah. Like that's what everybody who's to find where this guy is has treated it like that.
Well, like every morning when I stop at the Wawa on my way to work at 4 a.m., there's an old man who's standing outside the Wawa screaming about how the U.S. actually lost the Iran war.
Just
a
like
war that we were not lost the Iran war, that we are currently in the Iran war and are doing poorly at it, despite the fact that the war ended in 1988 and we didn't fight in it. And everyone, whenever I see him, there's always a couple people who are willing to like buy him a sandwich and just kind of let him go for a bit because they're obviously a little high and on their way to work.
Right.
Also,
I'm thinking that's the energy we're dealing with.
His name was Harkad Hadani.
That was it.
Harkad Hadani. I must meet this man.
I will put it in the chat so you see how it's spelled.
Yeah, let's go introduce ourselves to Mr. Hardani.
Yeah, so he walks up to you, and he says, you walk up to his stall as he is now accosting a bald man, like with hair regrowth serum. Again, the same bottle.
This one bottle is already so iconic.
Looks to your group and then says, "Oh, I also have a potion made out of a potion of, let me think, basilisk tears that can
basilisk tears."
Yeah. He's like, it'll grow your hair right back. Oh, and I also have elixir of basilisk tears, and he looks at you, Lan. That'll get rid of some hair if you need to. It'll burn the hair right off you.
Okay, I thought you were saying grow your hair back to one of us, and I was like, I need to know which one of us he thinks.
No, he was saying to a bald guy.
No, I understand now. But
he has a potion that can regrow hair, and then turns to you guys and says he also has a potion that can get rid of hair. Looking at Amandi and Lan.
She kind of bears a fang at him, but doesn't do anything.
This one bottle is already so iconic. Oh my god.
Wow, that's really interesting. Can we get a look at your wear?
Hold on one second. Yeah, so he looks at you guys and like kind of looks you up and down and sizes the group up. And he goes, "You're an eclectic bunch. Can I offer you a sample? I have," and then he looks at you, Gillator, and then come on, internet, please fucking work. Jesus Christ. Nothing's working right now. I needed to pull up a website for this, but
I'm sorry. We can still hear you though.
that's good. Okay, I'm gonna get it on my phone. Here we go.
I blame the Chinese.
Wow, that's racist.
No, it's elitist. Get it right.
How do you spell this guy's name?
It's in the
It's
chat.
in, it's in
It's in the chat.
the Fantasy Grounds chat. He looks at Gillator and says that like he looks surprised at you. He's like, man, I've never seen somebody with your complexion before. I do have a special skincare cream made of powdered storm giant knuckle bones that shine your carapace right up, and kind of looks a little like he's trying to figure out how to say it without offending you.
Is it like he's trying not to offend, or is it just like, not gonna lie, this is a new one. It's not often I get a curveball thrown at me.
Kind of both. He's like he's trying to
usually the thrower of curveballs.
he's trying to say it to like be polite to Gillator's like whatever he's got going on, because he's very unsure of what's happening here. But he's like, whatever skin shit you got going on, I have something to like skin moisturizer for your carapace, I think. Yeah.
I mean, the last time I was here, I mean, some storm giants did almost dust their knuckle bones on me.
Oh, yeah, well, you want to avoid those guys for real. But
that was the last time we were here.
Yeah, it was the last time we were here. Well, mainland, not Pesh.
Yeah, he looks at Lanolin and goes, "What about you, handsome? I got a bottle of cobalt piss that you put into a cream and use it as a shampoo. It'll regrow that horn right back."
I didn't realize we were doing interdimensional cable this episode.
You can't. As a singer,
Hi there. My name is Harkat Hadani, and
okay, what do you want from me?
Wait, what did you say?
You're not doing a very good job of selling it, but at least don't call it cobalt piss.
Well, I figured you pirates have a certain way about you that you'd get more
No.
You'd think differently of someone using such fine highfalutin language. So trying to be courteous, but fine. Kobold excrement. How about, is that better?
No, that's not.
Actually,
No, that's worse. Can't you see how that's worse?
I approach him. Hey, real
we're
quick,
not here for piss, buddy.
the thing we have from that has the SEA logo on it. Is it a coin or a medallion or what is it?
One of those little compass thingies.
Compass.
Protractor, yeah. Who's in possession of that, by the way?
It's what?
Lan.
It's
Lan
a protractor.
Yeah.
Lan has it?
Yeah, I told him to take it for this trip,
Okay.
Yeah,
specifically for this conversation.
we're
Great.
here on real business.
You know what?
No goodness.
You know what? Fuck it. Hand, real quick. What is he advertising that he can do for me with this vial of cobalt piss?
He was telling you that it'll regrow your broken horn. But he looks at Gillator and says, real business. And he goes, I see, a discerning customer. And he actually puts the current bottle that he's been hawking away. And he pulls out a different bottle with like one of those blown like green glass bottles. As like a very like decantery sort of shape. And
I love the idea because you described his old bottle as a root beer bottle. I love the idea that it's literally a bottle of soda and he just scraped the label off of.
well, it's not a root, like it's brownish opaque.
No, but it's a bottle of liquor or commercially available that like you can look anywhere in this market and there's dozens of people holding the exact same bottle. Like if you look closely, it says Jack Daniels stamped across the top.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So he pulls out a dark green bottle filled with like dark cloudy liquid that's sloshing around inside of it, and he goes, for the discerning customer, this elixir is infused with what's it called, carrion crawler juice that's straight from its thorax. This will perk you right up.
That's
all very interesting, sir. Though,
He cocks an eyebrow and smiles at Gilator as he's kind of leaning across the counter conspiratorially, like whispering this or like saying this like in a more hushed tone.
So he says this will perk you up. This is definitely an aphrodisiac, right?
He has not said whether it is an aphrodisiac or drugs.
So I tell this guy, that's all very interesting, Sergeant. I think, and he's like, I think we'll be interested in taking the lot with us, as you've seen, time at sea in the salt air and the sun has weighed heavy on us. And I point over at who's the visibly oldest member of the, or you know what? I point at Amandi and I whisper. No. I point at Amandi and I whisper under my breath, like I'm telling him a secret, that it's like, when we left port, that one over there was a gnome. And I point at the obviously very old-looking elf with us, and I say, and would you believe that one there be only 13 years old? Though, unfortunately, as I say, the voyage has been hard and has weighed heavily on both our spirit and our coffers.
He's like, well,
and I mentioned to him,
if you're hanging out with a bunch.
And I mentioned,
I don't usually sell to this kind of clientele, but if you're hanging out with a bunch of cabin boys, I do want
to be very.
He pulls out like one of those large spittoon jugs of
I'm so scared.
He's like, I do have this bottle of baby oil.
Oh no!
This bottle of olive oil, fresh from Phaedros.
It's a bottle of baby oil enchanted with pixie dust.
Is it from the
Diddy oil.
from the great bard P. Didicus?
Yes.
P. Didicus,
Yes.
No, it's a bottle of olive oil, fresh from Phaedros.
Indeed.
Get those femboys lubed up good. No,
the discerning customer.
Wow.
Corellian femboys. No, as I tell him, but I say it's weighed heavily on our coffers, and unfortunately, we have no coin left to barter with. But I do have something that I feel may be of interest to you. But no, and I look at the captain and I go, and I hold out like my pocket to show the compass in it, and like obviously doing a bit of like, no, but we couldn't possibly part with it, even for such exotic and pristine ingredients, could we, Captain?
So he looks. So as you say this,
I'm not showing it to him.
I know.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yes, as you say this, he looks immediately like disinterested and like looking like, as you say that you have no coin, looks disinterested and like cranes his neck up to look for the next person walking by. But then as you say you have something valuable, he kind of like furrows his brow and looks kind of interested. And as you say that it's like an object, he kind of cocks an eyebrow and like puts the bottle down on the table and like puts his hands together, like more intently listening to you. He's like, what kind of items are you here to bargain with then? You got anything exotic?
Oh, I think you could say that. And then I place the thing SEA logo facing up. I put it on the table, but I don't take my hand off it. And I look at him dead in the eyes, like I'm very obviously trying to be like, the jig is up. And I go, now what would you say? And I say, now what would you say you could do for us? And it's like, knowing we have this.
He looks down at it and pauses for a moment and looks back up at you with like eagerness, but like kind of on the edge of his seat, like holding his breath.
Mhm.
And he goes, I see you're a much more discerning customer than I usually get around here. He kind of like looks down, check that nobody's around. Everybody obviously avoids this section of the bazaar for good reason, and only kind of like
He's the reason.
Yeah. And only walks by this guy's booth if they absolutely have to. You notice that everybody is walking, like if anybody does cross paths with this booth, it's on the other side of the fairway from where his booth is, like the other side of the aisle.
Great.
In a wide berth. And there's not really anybody around right now as he's got you guys in front of his stall. And he goes, well, if you're looking for something like that, I think we better take this to the back, huh? Maybe show you what show you some of my more discerning wares.
I am still interested in the drugs though, if that was real drugs.
He ignores you.
And I say to him with a little prestidigitation,
Uh-huh.
no funny business. And I make a little flame come out of my fingers.
He says, wouldn't dream on it for astute customers such as yourselves. Why don't we take this into the back office so we can talk about this, and kind of looks around, unbothered. He lifts the little like wooden table like flap at the end of his like window to like let you guys in, like the fucking McDonald's counter. And
I can't tell you how much I regret the fact that we had to get back to the plot, but Asim has a hard cutoff. I could have let this go on for 4 sessions.
Oh no, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, I know
letting,
you could
letting
have.
Ben, of just letting Ben. The minute you said I don't know why basilisk tears is what killed me, but but for some reason,
No,
like
understandable.
a cure for depression made of a gorgon's pubic lice.
Yes.
Oh, God
Yeah,
almighty.
I'm sure he has that.
Oh,
Somewhere.
for heaven's sake.
I'm sure I can find some of that in stock somewhere
Would it-
around here.
Gorgon's pubes be made of snakes?
Yeah, it's really hard to harvest.
Yeah,
I don't
That's
want to
why-
know how any of
that's
you know that.
why you have to be a discerning customer to get it.
It's expensive. He takes you to the back room, assuming everybody goes with him.
Oh, yeah. I can't
Um,
miss this.
Did you guys bring any NPCs with you on this trip?
Honestly, we probably should bring Alder.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's a good idea to bring him because we're gonna claim soon enough that we found him out in the ocean and saved him. So if anybody gives a report that they saw him walking around a couple days earlier over here, that wouldn't look great.
That's true, but this is another country.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
People talk to each other.
Being fair, we're going in as Jaskar and spice merchants, so the worst thing is if someone calls us on it, we go, yeah, we're merchants. We had to stop off in Pesh to resupply before we brought him home.
Fair enough.
So he takes you into the back room, which is closed off by a curtain of cloth, like a bolt of cloth, covering the door into the other room. And it's very dark in here. There's no windows leading out. You see, it's very much like a little den. There's like a small table in the center, like knickknacks and books and trinkets and tchotchkes covering shelves all over the room. Imagine a Studio Ghibli film.
Oh, yes.
The maximalist of a Studio Ghibli scene. As he has like a table and mats sitting on the floor. The table has a small like lamp sitting on it that's still burning that sheds a very dim light across the room as he kind of sits down and offers you all to take a seat around the table, and he goes, "So what can I do for you?"
Well, you've already kind of seen what we look like.
Yeah, not
I kind of gesture towards Lan and Amandi. These two need to look more human for well, yeah, that's our reasoning, but
I don't need the reason. Don't worry about it. I've been in this business a long time.
Is he dropping his like?
Oh, 100%. He is dead serious right now.
oh hell
Oh man.
He is game on time. Like he's not flamboyantly yelling anymore. He is in hushed tones, direct and to the point. Laser focused as he says, yeah, I don't have anything able to disguise somebody like that. Any kind of glamour charms or anything in the shop here, but I know where you can get stuff like that.
yeah. Oh, good.
On the Jaskaran mainland, there is it's not a safe trek into the desert. There is a oasis just south of Ashk on the coast that has a basically he describes like a desert fae like fairy grove at this oasis that's difficult to reach but is being made more difficult by the fact that, from what I've gathered, my sources say it's been locked down by the Phaedrons at this point.
So if we knock a couple Phaedron heads together, this Fae might owe us a favor.
You can try. I usually have someone go out and barter with them for some of their thing, and he tells you like something that you could mistake for some bullshit he was saying before, like pixie dust or some shit. But it is an ingredient that he insists like is actually an ingredient in a enchanted like basically like that if you take some hair from a desert dryad, you can weave it into cloth that will disguise certain features that you don't want visible.
It's not like distilled flump spinal fluid or anything. This is like real.
No, flump spinal fluid does something completely different.
Oh, good.
You have spines? Since when?
They're not where you think they'd be.
And easily you can rip them out. Come on, Pete. You'll be fine.
The tears of a flail snail.
But he says this completely deadpan. This is not like the guy you.
Oh, that one's real. Okay.
No, like he says all of this like completely deadpan. He's like, no, the flump spinal fluid does something completely different. That's not what you want. You want some strands of a dryad's hair, and the closest dryad is in the desert. This specific one has properties that have the ability to create this glamour enchantment that you're looking for, but the oasis has been secured by the Phaedrons, and any of my associates haven't been able to get close to it since.
Anything fun is watched by the Phaedrons.
Okay, so we have to go break a dryad out of a Phaedron control spot, right? That's where we're going with this.
Oof.
Won't be the first Fae I've made a deal with.
Won't be the last.
I can see that.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm looking up it. Silver Scarab. Heard
A
of it.
silver scarab?
No, the Silver Scarab.
The silver scarab.
There's a location.
It's a pub.
Okay.
Where's
What
it
about it?
located?
The silver
you-
scarab.
I should know where it is. I just don't remember if it's in Ashburn.
Let me find. He does know where it is. Where is it?
And the DM has to dig through the notes because this was mentioned 7 sessions ago.
Yeah.
Where's that on the map? Yeah, the thing about Pedro is it is the entire bottom of the map.
Yeah. It's on the Akir River, south of Akiva.
Yeah, I see it.
He says that the tavern is there in Al-Akir.
Okay.
Kind of a seedy place run by a mob.
Sounds about right.
Delightful.
It's just our speed.
Thank you.
Before we go, I think I speak for everyone when I say, what does flump spinal fluid do?
And we should end it there.
That's a great time to end it. Oh my god, that's really funny.
That would be great. And on that bombshell.
It's truly said with a like. I think I speak for everyone when I say we cannot leave without asking this question.
Morbid curiosity.
Friendly reminder that flumps are aberrations in the book, so
They are. They are good aligned aberrations.
it is also weirdly relevant to what we're talking about or to what we're doing for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, kind of. Let's see.
Yeah, we have reached peak D&D in that we now got a side quest from a side quest from a side quest. But
Yep.
in a good way.
Side quest.
Yeah, that is true.
No, I think it's a side quest from a side quest from a main quest. Because going to the library is... Oh, no, it is a side quest. You're right.
It is a side quest.
Oh, we're on a side quest from a side quest from a side quest. And then if we go to the silver, whatever it is...
That's
Silver
another
Scarab,
side quest.
That's a side quest from a side quest from a side quest from a side quest.
No, the
No,
Silver
this is a different side quest.
Silver Scarab is a completely different branch of side quests.
I swear, if we get to rescue this fucking dryad from the Phaedrons, and it's like, oh, well, they're trapped in a magical cell that can only be opened with the mystic gem of Al-Khazar, and you can find that on the home shopping channel for the low price of $19.95.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, side questception, actually.
Yes.
It's peak D&D. It would be too easy if we could just go where we needed to go.
Yeah.
It'd be boring. Be less memorable.
So yeah, we can end it here if you guys want to. We have 10 minutes till 10, but yeah.
So just to cap, we are going to Sheik, and we are gonna free the Dryad,
Yes.
or at least get whatever we need from the Dryad, preferably by freeing them. Okay.
Yeah, we want to make friends with the desert spirits in case we have to come back here.
What are we gonna
Also,
do with that?
Amandi is very curious if the fact that there is just a fae hanging out in this desert might mean if there's like just like an open lode
Somewhere
or whatever. Yeah.
there might be.
I imagine they're. I mean, Amandi's from Jescar, isn't she?
Just no, Amandi is straight from like
No, but hyenas are a creature that lives in the desert, so that means that
No, they live in
presumably-
the savannah, don't they?
Yeah. I don't think they live in the desert.
there's Savannah.
they're in the Lion King. So I assume they were in like they're in some part of Africa / the Middle East.
Sub-Saharan Africa.
Well, you don't have that in
All right, stream.
in your
I'm gonna
world.
go ahead
So
Nobody's been there.
Y'all
no,
have a
fuck
great
you.
night.
The striped hyena is a species native to North Africa, East
Right.
Africa, and the Middle East.
Spotted
Okay.
hyena.
So there are hyenas. I've definitely killed hyenas in Assassin's Creed Origins before.
Yes.
My point is, you must be from a part of the Feywild that resembles Jaskar in